and welcome to the Geek Spot podcast with Elle and V. Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Elle.
And I'm V. Given that today is the 25th of May, so happy Towel Day, everybody.
Happy Towel Day.
And the first question would be, where is your towel? You need to know where that is at all times. So where is your towel right now?
Depends which one you fancy. The fancy towels in the fancy bathroom.
Oh.
The less scabby ones are upstairs where I use them myself.
Are we a Monica from Friends? Do we have categories of towels?
Of course we do. We have the one that's used for the face, that can take off the makeup. We have the one for guests. And we have the one that you put over the dog when it gets soaked.
Yeah, there's always a guest towel that no one else is allowed to touch. For some reason, I've never understood that.
Yeah, and for some reason, it's like the highest quality towel, like of 100% cotton.
Yeah, and you're like, you're coming to visit me. I live here. Why am I not getting 100% all the time?
And I'm like Egyptian cotton. Like, I don't even use that myself. Like, I grudge you coming to my house and using my towel.
It sits on the sink and looks pretty until someone visits.
Yeah, and then you fill it with toothpaste stains, and I hate you.
Yes.
Totally.
So, do you have a favourite towel? Or have you ever had a favourite towel?
Yeah, do you know, I had a favourite towel back when I was married. I got married very young. And my favourite towel was a beach towel, pink with a giant Playboy bunny on it.
Oh, nice. So you couldn't miss it then?
I don't think nice is the word I would use, to be fair. Tacky. Now I think back on it at 37. But back when you're, in your early 20s, you think that's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's really not.
Well, at least you didn't go for the tattoo. You just went for the towel of it. So, less.
Yeah, it came close a few times, but thankfully didn't go there. What about yourself? Favourite towel?
Well,
oh, wait a minute. Do you have towel grades?
I do have towel grades as well. Yeah, I've got the whole guest towel, but also there's a towel that no one is allowed to touch, even guests. So it is kind of like Monica. It's a nice embroidered towel. It just sits in the bathroom and does diddly squat.
Oh, I have one that my dad and his partner brought me back, embroidered, and it's a fancy towel from France, and it's not even a full towel. It hangs in a loop.
Oh, very nice.
And it's like a skirt towel.
Oh, yeah.
And embroidered for Brittany.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes, very nice.
Wash towel.
Yeah, towels have kind of had an issue with towels since I was a child, I suppose. Every Christmas I would get a Disney bath towel. So kind of, yeah, it was a Pocahontas one, I think, was my favourite. Because even the following Christmas, I was still using the Pocahontas one. Yeah, I kind of miss that towel.
I have a problem with throwing out towels.
Yeah.
I don't know why. The dog has eaten the corners off of, I would say, 95% of the towels in my house. I still am quite happy to use them to dry my hair.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Mine's has been hair issues of dyeing my hair, so I've got some funky coloured towels and probably putting them out in the line, your granny would go, "Get that in, that's an embarrassment." But no, you like a towel.
It's like don't hang out your scabby knickers in the washing line. Put them in the radiator inside where nobody can see them.
Exactly, all those, the big Bridget Joneses that are a bit grey.
Aye, those ones that I'm pretty sure you bought them when they were white.
Nope, I don't buy white underwear for that reason.
Yes, I think that was white.
And here's a question. Are you a soft towel or a rough towel?
Oh, soft.
Oh, no.
But that causes its own problems because when your feet are wet, then you get all that ooze in between your toes.
All the fluff. Yep.
All the fluff. But then you're like, that means it's an awesome towel.
Oh, no, I like my towel like cardboard, like stiff as a board.
Yeah. Well, see, I like that. See if you were like, I don't know, these old films, when you see the men, they come out of the jocks room and they put it across their back. See if I was scratching my back with a towel, I'd want it to be rock hard.
Yeah, that's what I
See
like
if I'm putting my feet,
about a hard towel.
see if I'm putting my feet in it. Oh, I want all that fluff all over my feet. I'm like, that's amazing.
Oh no, I'm definitely a scratcher. Put it on and be a scratch with it.
As long as you don't do the in between the legs thing, that's minging.
Oh no, no. That's, yeah. There's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. Mm-hmm.
A man thing.
Well, that's not the worst thing I've seen. It wasn't involving a towel, strangely enough, but if he'd had a towel, it would probably made it slightly less disgusting.
I'm not even going to ask.
It involves a hairdryer and a male changing room.
Did he make his own helicopter wind aided?
No, it turns out that quite a lot of men like to dry themselves with a hairdryer and not a towel.
Ew.
Yes, so when you're running in for an emergency through the male changing rooms and you just happen to catch a glance of a guy leg up, hair drying his crotch area, it's never going to leave you. Never.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's men.
I'm buying this hairdryer for my girlfriend, I promise.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, that's toasty. Oh.
Books, not seen. TV show, vaguely remember. Radio, no. Movie, yes.
Right, so at least you vaguely remember the TV show. I have never seen a frame.
Yeah, but I think I was about 5 when that was actually on.
So basically, what we're saying, people, is we're very rusty here. But Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy comes in the forms of books, TV program, radio program, and for some reason a much hated movie, which I've never understood because it's got a sweet spot in my heart.
Oh, I love it.
We'll focus on what we know about today. Sorry if we don't know about everything, but we'll get there. So we'll start with the movie, seeing how we both know about that.
Yes.
And of course, you cannot mention the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie without mentioning Lord and God Stephen Fry.
Our almighty Stephen Fry.
Yes. He is just wonderful.
I have to interject here in the fact that me and V are totally in love with this man's intelligence. Mm-hmm. We love him in everything from QI to Blackadder. We love him.
Oh, it's just, yeah, an intelligent brain just does it for me. I don't know why.
Oh, it just, yes. We love him.
So him as the narrator and the voice of the guide was an absolutely perfect choice, I think.
No, it was the dream casting. Yeah. I believe he gets a lot of work doing sort of audiobooks. Audiobooks aren't my thing. I just prefer, first of all, an old-fashioned book, then reading on iPad. Other reading devices are available.
Yes, don't talk about Apple devices, but they are available.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole episode where we get into that. Yeah, so I just think his voice is so therapeutic. I believe he did all of the Harry Potter novels.
He did all the audio for the audiobooks for that.
And I remember watching an interview with him where he said that Ms. Rowling mucked him up because in, I believe it was the first one, he had to say something like Harry pocketed it.
Yes, he pocketed something and he just couldn't say it.
Harry pocketed it and he couldn't say it, and then J.K. Rowling put it in every subsequent book just to get at him, so he had to always say Harry pocketed it.
The troll of all trolls. You can't say it, so we'll put it in every single book. So
and there's something, I think there's only 2 people, see if I was world famous and had to have someone narrate my life, it would be Stephen Fry or obviously, can you guess the other one?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, Morgan Freeman.
Yes. If I die and there is a heaven and I go there and Morgan Freeman
isn't God, you're going to be raging.
I'm going to be so annoyed. I know. So annoyed.
Some people might be going, what are they on about? Almighty, Heaven Almighty.
heavenly voice, honestly. Evan Almighty and Bruce
Almighty
Almighty.
and Evan Almighty,
yeah. So Stephen Fry, he does the first audiobook for Hitchhiker's Guide as well. And I will say, I've never made it past chapter 4 purely because his voice is so relaxing. I just fall asleep.
Yeah. Why do we both watch QI in bed every night? We are such
Yeah.
we would stay on this all night, so let me move us on to the second one.
This could be the Fry podcast, to be honest with you. So we'll go for the next, probably the best voice in there, Alan Rickman, R.I.P.
God rest his soul.
I'm so depressed. Yep, it's spot on.
But it was that, I think, I don't know, personified every sort of character you've sort of seen Alan Rickman play.
Yeah, just put them all into one.
You know, for me, my favourite film of all time, which isn't a secret, is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, I was expecting another film coming out there.
Oh no, that's second. That's second.
That's all right then, as long as Die Hard features in there, that's fine.
Die Hard is definitely next. So as the sheriff, Grumpy Git.
Oh yeah,
sad,
wonderfully Grumpy Git.
In Die Hard, Grumpy Terrorist,
but weirdly attractive as a baddie.
Oh, he's so attractive as a baddie.
Even when he's
Snape.
Oh man.
Again, I think it's a thing with both of us. He was so intelligent.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an attractive quality.
Yeah, it just kind of takes over everything else.
It just oozed from and what was it? I can't remember, was it the BAFTAs? Emma Thompson did a tribute to him. And I just sat and sobbed.
Yeah.
Because Alan Rickman has been there my whole life.
Yeah. It's,
you know,
it's one of those ones that you don't remember that he's not there. Because it's like he dies again every time you remember he's dead, because you've forgotten, because he's just there.
You look up his filmography and you're like, on IMDb.
Yeah.
Again, other film lookup services are available. But you know, you're like, oh yeah, wasn't it? Oh yeah, wasn't it? Oh my god, yeah, wasn't it? And you're like, no, my whole childhood, I'm slightly older than V. You know, I've grown up watching him. You know, he's such an important, stable part of the acting community. And I think Marvin just was him personally, quirky, quite just, and putting on that act of being, you know, because I think in himself, as Emma Thompson said in a tribute, it was witty, it was funny.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Marvin is embodiment of him, do you know what I mean?
It just kind of came across naturally, which is weird for a robot to come across natural, but...
I mean, that giant head, how did he ever walk out any doors?
Well, the weird thing is, do you know who's inside the suit?
I don't actually.
I didn't know this until about 6 months ago, and I'm shocked. It's Warwick Davis.
Do you know what I was going to guess? And I was like, she can't go Warwick Davis. And I was like, she cannot go there.
Poor Warwick Davis having to hold that massive head on.
Well, Warwick Davis has done a lot of stuff when he's been in confined spaces, let's be honest.
He's like Andy Serkis, and he's been in everything. Name a film he's been in it.
Hello, have you ever seen that sorry, Warwick, that it's like a TV show, game show thing?
Oh, Tenable.
Oh, it's awful.
It's awful, isn't it?
Oh, it's all so awful. And I love Warwick to bit. I do think he's a great actor, a great guy, but give me 1960s Bullseye. Oh, at least they could win a bloody boat.
Definitely, the old game shows. Oh, a boat that you'll never use, but definitely.
Yeah. You live in Glasgow in Scotland. Here's your boat. Right.
Yes, use it on the Clyde. You might see a body. You never know.
Shopping trolley, watch out. Right, so I'm going to go with the next one. Because I asked you before we came on air, and I cannot pronounce it. Zaphod.
You can't pronounce Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
God, that sounds so Scottish when I say Beeblebrox. Oh, that's awful.
Beeblebrox.
Abel Brox.
Like Ibrox.
Brox Thurman and Ibrox.
So Sam Rockwell, who else could play? So I asked you before we came on here.
Right. And this discussion has actually got my brain spot on who I want Zaphod Beeblebrox to be played by, but unfortunately, once again, they've died.
Right. Well, so watching this, and it turns out I did actually go to the cinema to watch this, I've been told, which I forgot. I thought this person was playing him.
Okay. So who could...
He's still alive, and I couldn't believe Martin Freeman was the headliner of this film.
I know what that did kind of throw me a little bit, but he is a good Arthur Dent. Who could play... Who would you think Sam Rockwell was? And now you've got me stumped with that.
No, I mean, see, if you look back at the stills, you're like, oh my, I can understand why you thought, guess.
Yeah, I can't think of...
He's pretty short.
He's pretty short. Okay. Long blonde. Does he have long blonde hair and a beard normally, or would that be him in character?
No.
That's probably what's thrown me then. Short.
He has the need for speed.
Oh, you thought it was Tom Cruise?
I thought it was Tom Cruise.
I suppose he's got that, I don't know what you would describe it, that cheeky grin of Maverick. Yeah.
But see, if you put like a still of Tom Cruise, a still of him in the film, you're like, no, that is Tom Cruise.
Imagine that though. Tom Cruise like playing a downer role from Martin Freeman.
And that's why I was like,
that would actually be quite funny.
I mean, it was like 20 minutes through the film, I'm going, how is Martin Freeman
the lead?
No, that's Tom Cruise right there. Like, I was convinced.
Yeah. No, yeah. I can see it, and he probably would
I will
have...
send you pictures afterwards and you'll be like, yes, Elle, you were totally right.
He probably would have the range as well, given in Tropic Thunder. I didn't realise that was Tom Cruise.
You didn't realise Tom Cruise was in Tropic Thunder? Oh.
No, I was like, who's the big guy that's just dancing like an absolute tit? Oh my god, it's Tom Cruise.
He was also in other films such as Cocktail and stuff. Just if you want to look it up, you young pup.
I haven't seen Cocktail.
What? Me and you will have words after this.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
My thought for Zaphod Beeblebrox, who I would like to play him, would be Rick Mayall.
Oh, he'd be awesome.
Zaphod Beeblebrox, just for the whole split personality of... He could just switch.
Yeah, but he wouldn't even need to put anything on.
Just be himself.
It would just be, right, on you go.
So yeah.
You don't even need any lines, just ad-lib, on you go.
Yeah, it's a skill that...
Not a good shit.
Mm-hmm.
We went totally opposite ends of the spectrum there, didn't we?
We did, bizarrely.
Cruise, Rick Mayall.
Tom Cruise. No difference whatsoever, other than quite a lot of similarities actually, because they both like planes, given that one was Lord Flashheart and one was in Maverick.
I wonder if there's that much of an age difference actually in them.
That's a good point, because I think Tom Cruise hides his age well. I'm going to put it that way.
I still would.
I was watching Minority Report the other night and I didn't think he'd aged, and then I watched that and I was like, oh my god, you've aged.
Right, so Tom was born in 1962.
So he'll be 61?
50. Yeah, Rick Mayall's only 4 years older than him. He was born in 58.
Wow. Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't have put them that close together.
Rick, phone Tom's people and get that regime going.
Well, he's got an issue of he's already dead, unfortunately. So no need for the regime.
Well, true.
Other than he's looking pretty where he is right.
Yeah. And I forgot he did that shit.
This one I always have a giggle at. Would you tell anybody your name if your name was Slarty Bartfast?
I don't even like spelling out my surname to people, to be fair.
So that would be, my name is not important again. You're not getting to know it.
Yeah, my name is not important.
Yeah, totally. Because I mean, I feel sorry for Waynes who have the same first name as part of their surname, and Slarty Bartfast just takes that right out of the water.
Yeah, like people that are like John Johnson.
Yeah, that's like put a bit of effort into your name.
What parents think that is okay? mean, imagine I'd been LL.
Yeah. So this is where it's going to get a bit difficult because you haven't read the books, have you? So this is I'm gonna have to give you my reading copies because it's the way that Douglas Adams describes things
Hang in the air the way that bricks don't.
is what's so wonderful. Like, yeah, so when the Vogon destroyers come
Yep.
to surround the Earth to make space to blow it up for the hyperspace expressway, the way he describes it, that they hang in the air the way that bricks don't. So that gives you a proper thought in the head of all
Yeah.
this big clunky crap up in the sky just there. And you're going, is it coming down to land on me? Is it going to squat? No, it's just going to vapor.
No, it's some good visualization there, definitely.
There's things all the way through, and it's one of those books that you can read so many times because every time you read it, you giggle.
No, and even watching the film over and over again, you still giggle.
You still giggle at the bits, and there's so much in the films that people have criticised for them changing the way the comedy's done, but quite a lot of it is.
I'm sorry, standing in a rake's funny no matter what you do.
Exactly. I think it's a good interpretation of his work in that the Vogons, why do they all have big squashed noses up to their head? Because every time they have an idea, they get slapped in the face.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So if through all the evolution of your species, you've been smacked in the face every time you've had an idea, of course your nose is going to be absolutely plastered to your face, sticking up, and you're going to have no thoughts of your own because you've had it beat out of you.
Well, to be fair, just not to bring up my total against, sort of, I'm an animal lover.
Yes.
That's what we have done to the likes of pugs and French bulldogs.
Exactly. We've bred them to.
They had snouts 150 years ago.
Yep. And now they've all got health issues. Massive
And now
health issues.
every single French bulldog bought will need surgery.
Yep.
That's what we have done as a human race.
Exactly. Like all your pugs with all your little rolls of fat. Yeah, they're cute. But then you've got all the skin problems inside all those little rolls of fat.
All those little rolls of fats and the sinus problems they have because their nose is so far back in their face.
Yep.
That
you can't get enough oxygen and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, opened a can of Coke there and just made a huge noise.
That's all right. Yeah.
Normally that can happen. There's obviously we see it with species around the world when it naturally occurs, but we've actually chosen to do that to some species, which I think as a human race we don't have the authority to do.
Yeah, that's what I find strange, that everybody's against GMO food and things like this, but you'll quite happily have what is effectively a GMO dog.
Yeah, and
it's just done the natural way instead of in a lab. It's just over 40, 50 years of breeding the specific traits that you want into that animal, rather than doing it in a lab and going, well, we've actually made fruit that doesn't degrade as quickly in the soil, so you've got longer to actually get out and pick the fruit, and it's going to last and be fresher longer. But no, we won't touch that. But that little cute dog, I'll have that.
I'll have that, and do you know what? I'll breed it with the one with the shorter nose and the shorter nose and the shorter nose.
Yep.
Or do you know what? I don't like it having a waggy tail. Let's just cut the bottom of the tail off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like its ears flapping down. Let's just cut a wee triangle out so they stand up. Luckily, both are now illegal in the UK. So if you actually see that, that's totally illegal. It has been outlawed for ages. But people still do it. Dog tails, clip ears.
Yep, it's nice to actually see dogs with tails again. It's great.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm the owner of a Labradoodle, which the inventor, the first guy that did it, now calls him an abomination. It could have happened naturally, like a liger or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing doctored about her. It's a poodle and a Labrador have bred.
Yep, it's effectively is it a Heinz's Beans's dog? Is that what you call it? Where 57 different varieties, and that's what you come out with at the end.
Hopefully next to be allowed into Crufts. Hopefully. But she's mine. She's not been, haven't touched her tail, haven't touched her ears. Her snout is just the same as a Labrador's is. It could have happened actually. This guy did it because his kid was allergic to dogs. By the way, Labradors are not super hyperallergenic, whatever. They're not. They cast everywhere. That's why he has backed away from it. It's just a curly Labrador at the end of the day.
Yeah, so he was trying to do something.
He was trying to do something for his child so he could have a dog at the time, but he didn't genetically modify them. He didn't breed them, and he just let two animals go at it, thinking, well, poodles are quite hypoallergenic.
We'll see what comes out at the end, effectively.
Yeah. So, but pugs and French, but whilst find the beautiful dogs for those that like them. It's just, to me, a dog needs to have a snout.
It kind of fits in with the whole idea of the deep thought computer.
It does.
And how we are part of a program where we're actually being experimented on by mice instead of us doing it to them. It's a thought that I suppose we don't know what's going on. We could just be pixels in a game. We could just be cells in an organism, and we're just living out this world, this fantasy world.
We could be the end of the MIB films. The Marbles.
It could be any of them. Yeah, it gets you thinking.
Well, they say, what is it we use? Is it 75% of our brain power? So there's so much we can't comprehend.
And when you do start to think about things, it actually...
You have a panic attack, like me.
Yeah, I have a total panic attack.
Yeah, me too. How big is space? Oh my God, I need to lie down.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was standing and I'm like, I'm actually standing on a moving object. And it's moving really fast. Oh my God.
But it's moving fast.
Then my brain went, don't think about it, don't think about it.
But it's moving fast around something else, and it's moving fast in itself, but moving fast around something else, which is moving fast, which is still exploding out the way. Yeah, that sort of stuff, hurts your head.
It really, really does. It hurts your head and you go, right, we have to just tone this back a little bit so that we are just in the moment rather than thinking about existence, because that is scary.
I'm in Sainsbury's car park. Relax.
Yes. Don't panic. The world isn't going to stop and you're not going to get flung off.
Don't panic, Mr. Mannering.
But speaking of like the world stopping and you're not going to get flung off it, in Angels and Demons, see when the bomb goes off, what kind of, it was a power. Oh, my brain's gone blank. It wasn't like a black hole, but it was something like that. I really liked the effect that it sucked everything out and pushed everything back. I really liked the kind of science that they showed, that it would suck all the energy and all the power out and then blast it back at you. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. There's a big bang, then the big compress is going to come.
Yeah, big crunch.
The big crunch. Yeah. I was like, sorry, Dr. Cox, you'd be
sorry,
mortified calling it the wrong name.
Dr. Cox. That's what I liked in the movie as well. I preferred that in the Hitchhikers movie to what I have heard of the radio, like when they blow up the planet. I liked the fact that it was silent, because it wouldn't be nice.
Of course it wouldn't.
Just vaporized. You just turned it to atoms. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's morbid.
Yeah, but it's also quite scary. Like, that's all we are, is atoms.
Right, let's move on to the next one before we both freak each other out.
Yes, we'll just move on. Do you like the idea of the babelfish?
Remind me what the babelfish is again.
So the babelfish, I think he describes it as small, leech-like fish that gets pushed into your ear and it will translate what you hear. So it eats conscious frequencies and excretes subconscious frequencies or something like that, and basically it will translate anything that you're listening to.
Oh yeah. It's like the Star Trek Universal Translator.
Exactly, like the TARDIS is what I was going to say. You can tell we're in our own wee zones here. She's got Star Trek, I've got TARDIS, automatically translating for you. But do you like the idea of putting a fish in your ear?
Do you like the thought of putting a cotton bud in your ear at the end of the day?
It's quite satisfying sometimes, but I think a fish might be a bit...
Yeah, but if it was sort of the norm, you wouldn't think of it like that, would you?
No, if it was like...
See if you grew up and that's what you did, you wouldn't think that's weird.
Yeah.
You'd just be like, oh, it's Tuesday. Like a fishing with you.
Yeah, I just need to. I've got a meeting for Japan. Don't really speak great Japanese. Just pop the fish in, and I'll be able to understand.
No, so I'm sort of okay with fish in the ear. That is the weirdest things I thought I would ever see in my life.
I'm okay with a fish in the ear. Yeah. What was your first experience, Elle, of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Well, to be fair, I didn't actually know it was the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I was very privileged to have a very, very daft uncle growing up, my mum's brother, who's sadly no longer with us. I think it was maybe 5 or 6, and he used to always tell me, "What's the answer to the ultimate question? Tell me, not even ask me." And I would say, "I don't know. I don't know, Uncle." I'll avoid his name. But you must know the answer to the ultimate question. I was like, "I don't know." He's like, 42. And then it became a thing. And he'd be like, "How are you, Elle?" And I'd go, "What's the answer to the ultimate question?" And they'd go, 42. And this went on from, I think I was about 5 years old till he died. And it was only after that I really actually understood that he was talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He was obviously born in the sort of 60s, so but just assumed that I would know because I was into science and stuff. So he had loads of jokes, most of which are quite racist and can't be repeated now. So I just assumed this was one of his stupid things.
Yeah.
So I never even, well, Google wasn't a thing. We didn't, we had Nokia 3310s, Google wasn't at your fingertips. So, and I never even asked because I just thought it's my eccentric uncle. Okay, the answer to the meaning of life is 42. Never thought anymore.
Why not? The answer is 42. Why not?
Absolutely. What about yourself?
Well, my first experience would have been at high school. I was a bit of an avid reader and would go to the library over lunchtime, and the school librarian one day said, why don't you try this one? And it was a kind of silvery blue shiny cover with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy written on the front, and I thought, oh, we'll give it a go. And it was read within 2 days, and I absolutely loved the book. And then when the movie came out, went to see the movie and the pictures with someone who had no idea about, wasn't really a sci-fi person, no idea about what it was about. I came out with this smile beaming from ear to ear, almost wetting myself laughing, and they, honestly, you'd have thought it was a wet weekend. They had no idea what had been going on. And I think you do have to have some sort of interesting background, not necessarily reading the books, but just like a sci-fi background to understand some of the stuff. There's like little tidbits in there that if you have read the books, you'll know why the bowl of petunias said, "Oh no, not again," or why the crab got squashed by the door when the little flight pod door opened and it squashed a crab. You'll know things like that, but if you haven't, it's just funny. So you've got the bonus of the kind of humour that works both ways. Yeah, I like that kind of humour.
No, definitely. And I mean, standing on a rake, as I've said before, that's funny no matter who you are.
Doesn't matter. And just, it's and gods, like I think it was the planet of where the god we sneeze. They're waiting on the great sneeze to come and blow everybody away, and the place invented aerosol deodorants before they invented the wheel because they had 16 arms. But that's genius. They all stink.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do that first. Yeah, just silly. It's not childish humor. It's smart humor.
It is smart humor.
Yeah.
Would you take your till with you if they were building an international highway?
Of course. Because it could be. It is so. When you think about it, till, it is so useful. Everybody thinks, right, wash yourself, dry the dishes, but
spin it round, whip somebody in the backside with it.
Exactly, have a bit of fun, flick someone with it. You can sit on it as a cushion if your seat isn't very comfortable. You can dry your sweat if it's a sunny day. If you spill something, you can mop it up. Yeah. random things that it is just a towel, but it's very handy.
Yeah, multiple uses for
Yeah.
sure. So, what do you think about the designer of planets?
I like it in that you could have anything. And when you see it in the film, obviously it's got all the weird shaped ones with bit chunks, missed out banana shaped ones, and all that. But who's to say that that isn't what's happened?
Well, nobody can say it isn't. That's
Exactly.
the whole beauty of it.
We could be looking. We could go on holiday and look at the beautiful fjords that Slarty Bartpass designed and got his awards for. We don't know. It's as much as it's science fiction. There's a lot of like I think that's another thing that I really like about the Hitchhikers and Douglas Adams' writing is there's a lot of philosophical, ethical ideas and things that get you actually thinking as to, wow, okay, maybe we shouldn't be experimenting on mice. Maybe we are being experimented on by mice. We don't know. Maybe we
Mm.
shouldn't be playing God and making things from nothing, or maybe we should. Maybe we should be designing our own planets. Maybe we should be further into the galaxy than we are.
Mm.
But maybe some things have held us back.
Absolutely. And obviously, as a huge Star Trek fan, I'm so for that. I think, especially the supercomputer, the major computer, that about religion.
Yeah.
You know, it's praying to a deity. It's
Yeah.
showing that in film.
Yeah, the wait how many 7 million years or something ridiculous, and they go back to see what this computer has to say.
Yeah, and she's been pondering it for a while. And I think that's Emma Thompson, isn't it?
I want to say it is Emma Thompson. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I hadn't actually thought about that before, but now the voice is
I'm sure that's Emma Thompson.
nice, calm, and female voice. Yeah,
And it's the way it's even I'm doing it myself here. It's even the way the head sat in the hands, just pondering.
yeah, kind of,
Like,
but almost the boredom look as well. Of is this my job? Is that it?
yeah,
Think about the question.
and then who put the deity? It's a bit. It is the whole God and Christ thing. Who put the deity there for them all to go and worship for all those millions of
Yeah, chicken and egg. What came first?
Yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally. So, what do you think the answer is?
To life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah.
Just getting on with it, because after all, we are only atoms.
Well, you know the answer's 42.
Oh, damn it. 42. Note to self. The answer is 42.
Would you like to know the reason behind the number 42?
I would, because I'm a bit of a numbers girl, and I'm annoyed that I actually don't know this.
I can't believe you actually don't know this. So, it's a very well documented fact that
Things are not always what they seem. Sorry. Quote in the book always straight away. Damn it, brain.
so it actually refers to the ASCII reference.
Binary?
Which
Oh.
is the American Standard Code for Information Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 42 is the star symbol.
Asterix, right?
Asterix.
Cool.
Which in coding stands for anything and everything.
Anything and everything, yeah. That's that's satisfying.
So
That's
the answer,
really
meaning
satisfying.
the answer to the question is anything and everything.
Anything and everything is 42. Yeah, I like that. That's fitting. Very fitting.
And it was invented in the 60s, so very much when Douglas Adams wrote the book, this was a cool thing, and it's still how HTML and everything is coded. That's still the way computers actually work.
Yeah. The Doctor Who trailer release, they kept putting binary on it.
I saw that.
And I spent about 10 minutes decoding the first set of binary for it to be 3 hours to go, and I was like, you bampots, could you not have just wrote 3 hours to go instead of making us decode binary?
Well, look at the opening credits for QI when it was Stephen.
Yeah. Oh, I miss the old credits, man. I actually don't like the new ones. No offense, Sandy. I love you. But
I know, we love you, Sandy. We love you, Sandy.
prefer the old ones.
We do. Come back, Stephen. We love you. So there you go. I can't believe you did. Well, and you get it now that you've heard it.
I like it, and it's very fitting. One I learned today, which as a numbers freak, I'm still buzzing from it. This year on Hogmanay, it will be, if you use the American coding for dates instead of ours, it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's very cool.
I like that kind of thing.
I mean, it's the wrong way around, but I mean, it's cool.
Thanks for listening to the Geek Spot podcast with L and V, and just time to say so long and thanks for all the fish. Please email us any questions, thoughts or theories. Send them to gspotpodcast23@gmail.com. That's gspotpodcast23@gmail.com. Please also subscribe and follow us on Spotify and Twitter at gspotpodcast23 to receive updates and notifications.